Okay. I want to talk about the third angel, the third trumpet. When the third angel blew his trumpet, a large star burning like a torch fell from the sky. It fell on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. The star was called Wormwood, and a third of all the waters turned to wormwood. Many people died from this water because it was made bitter. I must, in the second trumpet, I'm gonna put the text of what the name of the asteroid or the rock that was hurled into the sea. For the third trumpet, the third angel, Wormwood came in. Now I've seen Wormwood come in with my own eyes. A lot of people you won't believe, you know. Some people will. I was in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Got off of work, I guess it was the weekend, I'm not sure. It was November 4th, 2020. I don't know if it was a Saturday or Friday. Or Sunday. But somewhere during that weekend, I'll put the text up for you to see. Yeah, Wormwood came in. I seen this with my own eyes. It was a blue asteroid. It was a star. It looked like an asteroid. It was all blue. It glowed bright in the night sky. And it, landed 2 miles in front of me. I didn't go see where it landed. I should have. I had a car at the time, but I'm not from the area. I didn't have a license, so I didn't go and see it. But I believe I should visit that area and go see where Wormwood landed. It's gone now. I don't know if it's still here or it's gone, but a lot of the waters became bitter. Waters in the river, waters in lakes, waters being used to bottle water. A lot of it was poured out. This happened in 2020, and I heard, don't quote me, but I've seen, an IO told me, intelligent operator, not an artificial intelligence system, told me that 1 billion died once Wormwood came in.
Say that a lot of water around the world is being heavily filled with toxic from local level to state. Eventually the whole country will be filled with this toxic water. That's why you will see more and more headlines of citizens and local news talk about their city drinking waters having chemicals in it.
A new study found tap water in dozens of U.S. cities may be toxic. The report by the environmental watchdog group found forever chemicals for PFAS in drinking water in some 31 states, including New York and New Jersey. The forever chemicals got their name because they don't break down naturally and can build up in the body. Now, that buildup reportedly increases cancer risks and can harm developing fetuses. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says nearly all Americans have PFAS in their blood and said the safety risk from them is still unclear.
Also, I suggest learning how to purify your own water, but then what about all those oil spills, all that radiation, and how it's still affecting everyone else?
Just days after Hawaii dealt with those torrential rains, now a new threat tonight, the toxic water crisis now unfolding. Hundreds of thousands of people could potentially be impacted by this. In fact, residents complaining water from their kitchen tap smells like gas. Families now getting sick, and ABC's Will Carr from Honolulu tonight.
Tonight, the safety of the water supply for hundreds of thousands of people on Oahu in question.
This is crossed off.
The water in my Hall's house is off limits.
And it smelled like I was pumping gas in my car.
Hall and at least 1,500 other families in Honolulu, many military, started seeing fuel in their water about 2 weeks ago.
A lot of us got sick at the same time. Headaches, nausea, stomach pain.
Even Mai's cats were vomiting. 17-year-old Jaden Benia rushed to the emergency room with a severe rash and swelling. And residents continue to report tainted, cloudy water.
But when you let it sit, this is what you get.
You can see that translucent sheen. According to the Navy, the fuel came from the Red Hill Fuel Facility, which was built during World War II and stores millions of gallons of fuel. And that leaky fuel facility sits only 100 feet over a major aquifer that supplies water to Honolulu.
We are on the precipice of a major disaster. We've already seen the disaster happening, and it's a foreshadow of something that could be even worse if action is not taken quickly.
I just spoke with the chief engineer of the water board here. He says without a doubt fuel is in that aquifer. It's just a matter of how much, and he's calling the situation a ticking time bomb. He says the Navy needs to get all that fuel out of the tanks immediately. The Navy says that it's testing, and in the meantime, it's offering water at points just like this to all the members of the military impacted. David.
We're glad you're there reporting on this, Will. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back, everybody. A so-called forever chemical has made its way into our waterways, and the side effects can have a significant impact on your health because of it. Phil Gambini with our partners at Investigative Post looked into it. Here's what he found.
Fishermen have been warned for years not to cook too much of what they catch in local waterways. The fish contain toxins, including mercury and lead, that can pose a danger to people who eat them.
Well, there's another toxin to be concerned about. It's called PFOS, and it can be found in a wide variety of both consumer and industrial products.
The forever chemical, as it's known, has made its way into our waterways, including the Great Lakes and major streams like 18 Mile Creek. Fish, of course, swim in those waters. Now, a state study has found people who eat a lot of fish from local waterways have the forever chemical in their bodies at rates way above normal.
I think it's actually quite concerning. We know that these compounds are potent at incredibly low concentrations where they are impacting health.
That's news to the local fishermen that we caught up with along the Black Rock Canal and the Niagara River.
I never heard of none of this stuff, you know, and I fish almost every day.
I actually want to get tested now that you're telling me about this and now that I'm aware of what's going on around.
The study by the State Department of Health found anglers with a fishing license had PFOS levels 2.5 times greater than normal. A second group of fishermen, immigrants from Burma, had rates 6.5 times greater than normal. Why the higher rate? Well, fish are a staple ingredient in Burmese cooking. These readings pose a danger because the forever chemical is linked to a host of ailments, including cancer, liver damage, thyroid disease, and more concerning effects.
The other piece of it is this reduced immune response. So this is a decreased antibody response to vaccines, including the COVID-19 vaccine. Generally, people who have been exposed to these chemicals have a harder time fighting infection.
This forever chemical doesn't just pose a health danger to people who consume fish. It's ubiquitous, found in everything from cosmetics and carpeting to food packaging and firefighting foam. In fact, scientists say some level of PFOS is in almost everybody's bodies, including newborns. For Channel 2 News, I'm Phil Gambini with Investigative Post.
Deja vu in Michigan. Yet another town gets a taste of toxic water. This time, it's Benton Harbor. Residents now being advised to avoid drinking water from the taps because even if they have a lead filtering device, it's still not safe. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer announcing all Benton Harbor lead service pipes will be dug up and replaced by April 2023. And she files an executive order as well to provide bottled water to residents. Benton Harbor resident and local activist Reverend Edward Pinckey joining us now on this. Reverend, glad to see you. We can hear the echoes of Flint right now and the real dangers that communities like yours are facing due to America's aging infrastructure. Describe what it's like there in Benton Harbor and how you're getting safe water right now.
Well, you know, we're in a major crisis even now, even though the water's there. The governor and their crew had no plan. And the execution is that they're putting 30 cases of water into the city of Benton Harbor, but unfortunately, 25,000 is given to the surrounding area. So that's creating a crisis among the people in the city of Benton Harbor. That is a major problem that have to be corrected.
You know, Reverend, it's shocking to see the pictures we're looking at the bottled water in the United States of America. And it's not obviously just Flint or Benton Harbor. My brother lives in a town called Streeter, Illinois, a little town, and they can't drink the water. They have to drink bottled water. It's this collapse of infrastructure across the country. Your mayor, Marcus Muhammad, is defending himself. He's saying the water crisis stems from that lack of financial resources to repair our country. Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, she's aiming to have all lead pipes in Benton Harbor replaced in 18 months. Do you think the state, national government have been doing enough? Could they have acted sooner?
Oh, absolutely. They could do a lot more. See, but one of the problems is that the mayor, Muhammad, have failed this community along with the governor. This has been going on for 3 years. They should have, 3 years ago, this should have been in operation. They both are at fault for what's happening today. It is really just mind-boggling that this is happening again. The governor did not learn anything from Flint, nor did the mayor of Benton Harbor learn anything from what was going on in Flint. I am appalled at what is happening and the suffering of my community, and it could have been avoided.
And Reverend, you've told them for years about the consecutive testing that what's shown very clearly that there was a problem. So why is this all of a sudden getting attention now?
Well, the reason it's getting attention now because the Benton Harbor Community Water Council filed a petition with the EPA. And what the EPA is doing, they put the pressure on the governor to make sure she make this situation right. If we had not filed that petition with the EPA, I would not be talking to you today, and the governor would not be doing anything today, and we'd have 3 to 4 more years of contaminated water. And that's the issue that we have to discuss. It did not have to take 3 years for her to do something, and now everybody's supposed to say everything is all right. No, that's not correct.
And the CDC says there's no safe level of lead exposure for children at all. So I'm thinking of the children in Benton Harbor. Exposure to high amounts can lead to brain damage in those young brains and nervous system damage, slowed growth and development. Their whole lives can be impacted. So what's being done about that, and how do you see those long-term impacts on the kids there?
Oh, it's going to be devastating because the thing is, we don't even know how bad it is. Nobody was tested for lead in 3 years in reference to that. No one has went through. You should see some of the children, and you could tell it has affected them. Think about the people, the older people that's on dialysis today. The kidney disease, that was lead due. Liver disease, and you cannot live without a liver. And I think for them, allowing this community to suffer for 3 whole years and did exactly nothing, what they're doing now is too little and almost too late for some people.
Tell you what, Reverend, your passion is powerful. And just to let you know, it was our producer, Lewis, who actually saw the petition, saw this story, and told us all about what was happening there in Benton Harbor. You have our word. We will stay on top of this story, put the pressure in the right places. We sure appreciate you for talking with us, Reverend.
And thank you so much for having me. I just tell you that, my heart goes out to the people here in Benton Harbor who has been suffering for 3 years, and finally they're saying something and everything's supposed to be okay. That is not going to happen. We're going to keep that pressure on the governor to make sure she do the right thing.
Amen to that. We'll be right there with you, Reverend. Nobody should have to worry about their drinking water.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's the reason why people pay taxes.
It is, and it is a crisis in larger towns and in small towns, like the little one in Illinois that my brother lives in. And I went to visit him, and they have to drink bottled water there, just because they haven't updated the water thing. This country is in an infrastructure crisis, especially in poorer communities.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.